Whoa! What time is it? What time is it? It's UFC 294 official weigh-in time. Live stream brought to you by the fine folks at MMAfighting.com. This is the voice of Alexander Kaylee. Yes, yes. This is the voice of Alexander Kaylee. Weigh-in expert. I believe that's what I've been called legally. I've earned that title. Thanks for joining us today, guys. Hello, everyone. There you go. Now you can see our beautiful faces. There's producer E. Casey Leiden, and you can't see his beautiful face, but Jose Youngs has been in Abu Dhabi all week, bringing you those beautiful clips you see on social media, you see on MMAfighting.com, you see on YouTube.
Fantastic.
And bring you today's weigh-ins. Jose, are you there to say hello to the good people of the world? He is not. He is very busy.
Hello, good people of the world.
Oh, there you go. I will shut up soon. I'm guessing we'll see one of the top 4 fighters soon. Probably Alexander Volkanovski or Islam Makhachev. I wouldn't be surprised.
And we
lost. All right. We'll get it back. We'll get it back. It's coming back. It's coming back. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, guys. We got how many fights we got? We got 13 fights, 26 fighters to weigh, 27 fighters to weigh in. Excuse me. Mateusz Gamrot will also be weighing in.
The backup of the backup.
The backup of the backup.
The backup.
The guy who woke up on like Thursday morning last weekend and saw there was a new light title fight was like, "What the hell?" He checked his notifications. My phone didn't even buzz. But we've talked about it.
First of all, let's just talk about what a horrible backup Gamrot was. I mean, come on, man. You only have one job, back up the main event. You couldn't even do that.
He still can do it. Hold on. He still can do it.
They had to call in Volkanovski because Gamrot couldn't back it up. Jeez.
Poor Gamrot. He still might. He still might. Fingers crossed it doesn't come to that, but he still might. Let's see what we got here. I bet it's Volkanovski. Casey, what do you think?
Well, thank you all for being here for the official weigh-in for UFC 294, Makhachev versus Volkanovski 2, and we begin the official weigh-in with one of the gentlemen around whom this fight card was built, the undisputed UFC featherweight champion.
Shocker.
The lightweight gold, Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
Shocker, it is Alexander Volkanovski. If I recall correctly, and I'm sure Jose can correct me, I believe he did the same thing when they fought in Perth. I believe Volkanovski was out first, but don't quote me on that. $154.5 for Alexander Volkanovski.
Next fighter to the stage, the other man around.
That was exciting.
That was exciting. And of course, here is the champ, Islam Makhachev. $155 for the champion, and guess what? That rematch is official. No surprises there, guys. People wasting no time. Here comes Kamaru Usman, taking this fight on, I want to say 10 days notice. I think like a day. We had a little bit of a later notice than Volkanovski. 10 days. 10 days. I think they've been saying 10 days. $184.5 for Kamaru Usman in his middleweight debut.
Championship weight.
Championship, yeah. Well,
making a statement.
Wow.
And
Johnny Walker coming up. So we will not see Khamzat yet. I have a feeling it could be a bit of a wait, though. I did see MMA Junkie's Mike Bond report before that no issues with Chimaev, just cut a normal weight cut, and he should be okay to make the middleweight limit. But we'll see. Here's Johnny Walker.
Hard line.
205, the official weight for Johnny Walker.
205 on the dot for Johnny Walker, championship weight. Cannot see his face. He's rocking some hair.
The man many of you have come to see, still undefeated, the number 4 ranked welterweight contender competing in the middleweight co-main event.
Oh, I stand corrected. Here he is. Just a very slight, not even a delay. Here he is. Here's Khamzat.
When was the last time he fought middleweight? Was it
Gerald Meerschaert?
185.5, the official weight for Khamzat Chimaev.
185.5 for Khamzat Chimaev. No problem there.
Which means
that fight with Kamaru Usman is official. Thank you, Coach. Thank you. They're coming pretty fast and furious. I'm sorry, I was a little bit slow there. Here's Ikram Alaskarov competing at 185. 185. No, 170. 185. 185. $186 for Ikram Alaskarov. He is fighting. I was going to say. Here's Worley Alves, who has been competing at welterweight for quite some time now, but is stepping in on very short notice, 2 weeks notice about, as a replacement for Nasruddin Imavov. $185.5 for Worley Alves, no problem. And that fight with Ikram Alaskarov is official.
That's crazy. 3 of the main card fights had to be changed within the last 2 weeks. That's
right.
Remarkable.
That's right. And we kind of ended up with some. We talked about it. The card's kind of been better in some ways.
Oh, I absolutely do not think that, but it's fun to it's fun to say though. Is this Syed? I can't tell.
This is Saeed.
Saeed.
136 for Saeed Nurmagomedov. He fights Muin Gafurov in the main. This is all main card, guys. I think there was a plan here. Mohamed Naimov, our first prelim fighter to weigh in.
Tough fight for this gentleman.
Very tough fight. $145.5 for Mohamed Naimov, who had a very surprising debut, short notice debut. Here comes Victor Henry. Naimov took out Jay Malarkey. That was a lightweight bout and now returns to his more natural weight class of 145. But here's Victor Henry, who also has a very tough fight ahead of him.
It's Victor. I know Victor.
You know Victor.
136, the official weight for Victor Henry.
136 for Victor Henry.
Let's go, Victor. I hope it's a wonderful fight.
And Trevor Peake coming up. Already establishing himself as one of the more exciting, unpredictable fighters in the lightweight division. $155.5 for Trevor Peake. He's got a tough test ahead of him. He is facing Mohamed Yahya, not to be confused with Rouhani Yahya. I believe Mohamed Yahya is a 2-division Brave champion. Lightweight Brave. I apologize. Lightweight champion and not for Brave, for UAE Warriors. So anyway, sorry guys, I'm babbling here. Jin Yu Fry.
116, the official weight for Jin Yu Fry.
116, no problem for former Invicta Atomweight champion Jin Yu Fry. Big must-win situation for her here, I would say.
Oh, absolutely, I feel.
Must-win situation.
Live on ESPN Plus in the flyweight division, the 10th ranked contender, Jim Elliott.
Tim Elliott closing out the prelims against the wonderkind Muhammad Makhachev.
3 T's. Tim Elliott.
3 T's. Tim Elliott.
126, the official weight for Tim Elliott.
126 for Tim Elliott. A lot of people saying he was the next logical test for Muhammad Makhachev. We'll see that on Saturday. Oh. Here's Mateusz Gamrot back up for the championship main event.
The backup of the backup. Good job, Gamrot. Jeez.
155, the official weight for Mateusz Gamrot.
155 championship weight for Mateusz Gamrot. And our backup is now official.
That was kind of dumb.
But... yeah, I think he deserved it.
Oh, so people are asking in the comments about the video quality. This is how things look in Abu Dhabi. It's
this is
unless you
it's the heat waves. It's the heat waves.
Heat waves.
Yeah,
these are actually heat lines.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
And there, I mean, it's amazing we got the color so crisp. If anyone's ever watched movies that are set in like the Middle East and in desert areas, it's always like all very yellow looking. That's how it looks like in real life. That's not a movie filter.
Mm-hmm.
So we have corrected that. We have had to correct that to make it look more North American for most of our average viewer. I'm a little surprised. It looks like we have a pause. I'm gonna wait a second before going off on some other topic here. There you go, Casey. Feel free to pop in. There you are. But it looks like we have a pause with a lot of fighters left to weigh in. The good news is, I feel like we've gotten past a lot of potential trouble spots. I saw some people, at least a couple of my friends of mine, messaging saying, "Oh, Islam looks like a little more worn out this time," and there's the IV controversy, of course,
he's got
following
30 hours to rehydrate. 30 hours.
He's got a lot of time. But he looked. I wasn't worried on him making weight, and he was the second guy to come to the scale, so he looked fine to me. Hamza made a mess of his last attempt at welterweight. Had to reshuffle UFC 279. He was supposed to fight Nate Diaz, but middleweight has never given him a problem. Didn't give him a problem today, so we're clear there. Trying to see who else potential weight miss offenders. I think we're all right. Nathaniel Wood had problems with bantamweight. He's fighting at featherweight now. So other than that, I think we're good to go. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I don't want to jinx anyone, but here we go. Bruno Blindado Silva, the middleweight Bruno Silva, not to be confused with the flyweight Bruno Silva.
Bruno Silva, there he goes. Dealing with the heat waves.
186, the official weight for Bruno Silva.
186 for Bruno Blindado Silva, who welcomes the very hyped, undefeated Shara Magomedov.
Yeah, hyped is that's a word.
Hyped in the cage and making headlines for other reasons.
Yeah.
The official weight for
Cedricus Dumas. I'm sorry. Was that? In case I missed that, was that 186?
I think so.
I will double check. 186. Avid Bashrat, a guy I think will be ranked possibly after this fight, or possibly at least in 2024. This dude is legit.
Oh, I think I see you've already given your pick away.
I have. 136 for Javid Bashrat, the same as his opponent Victor Henry, and that fight is official. So we're looking good so far. Plenty of names left to go. Like I said, I'm not super concerned about anyone else that's left to step to the scale. It has been a long layup for Abu Zaitar.
Well, Makhachev, has he missed weight before? Or has he
No,
come
no.
close?
He's a healthy sized flyweight, but he has not had issue making weight before.
Okay.
He's good.
Making it up.
All right. He's been fine.
Cool.
He's been fine. Is Victoria? Is she returning? I think she's just a strawweight. I don't think she's dropping down. Nope, she's been a strawweight. So you know what I'm saying, Casey? We don't even need to we don't need to worry. Everyone's gonna make it. Everyone's gonna make it.
Thank
No
goodness, 'cause
concerns.
That's what we do not want drama in these weigh-ins. That's what we do not like in mixed martial arts. No drama.
I don't listen. I understand people. Some of the best, just to reveal, how we chop the turkey around here. Some of the best traffic we've had surrounding events comes from like people missing weight at weigh-ins posts. I don't take any joy in it outside right now. Victoria Dudakova. Ooh.
117 for Victoria Dudakova.
117. Let's see if she's going to go for the box of redemption right away.
What are we doing?
She looks very surprised. She looks like she
Yeah.
expected to comfortably make weight.
All right.
It's all right. I think they will bring out the box.
The box of shame.
It is not the box of it could be the box of redemption.
And,
can't say
until then, it is the box of shame. And Victoria knows this.
And I was just saying I didn't expect any issues. Like I said, I'm trying to see her history. I don't know if
I think
she's
she makes
come
it.
down. Yeah, she's been a strawweight for.
116.6.
No problem.
Point.
Oh wait, sorry. Was there a? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What?
I was about to congratulate her for the point. Jose, what'd you hear?
She missed weight.
116.6.
Ooh, that's very specific.
Wow. That's crazy. So she had a top
Wait,
and
these-
bottom, and she only got 0.4 off. And man, yeah.
Wait, they're
that's-
using the beam scale. They said, hold on. This sounds funny. Something's funny here.
All right.
Something's funny here.
Hey, that's the official number. Look, 116.6.
Okay, we can have that down for now. 115.6. Interesting.
Say it.
What can I say? The fight is not official. That could be a costly 0.6 because that's going to be, again, minimum 20%, right? I mean, 20% of your purse. And then
I'm
people say, oh,
assuming she still has until the end of an hour and 42 minutes to make that.
that would be, yeah, I would hope so. Here's Nathaniel Wood. Here we go. Undefeated since moving up to 145 pounds. The prospect. No longer a prospect, I would say.
146. The official weight for Nathaniel Wood.
146 for Nathaniel Wood, and his fight with Muhammad Naimov is now official. Oh, I like that music much better.
And, man.
We're not waiting on that many people now. We're actually it's pretty good rush here. Just on Ankalaev, Muingafarov, Makhachev, newcomer Mohamed Yahya, Abu Azaitar, India Zone, and Shul Jubilee, Mike Breeden, and Shara. Did we see Shara Magomedov?
Nope.
I thought we saw Shara. Oh, I'm crazy. We did not see Shara. Sorry.
You are out of your.
Yes, and I'm just testing you guys. I'm just testing you guys, trying to keep you on your toes. Welcome everyone who may be coming in late to the UFC. I just want to double check. Yep. So we don't have an official. We don't have an official final weight on Victoria Dudikova yet. Your normal UFC news account will tweet out the final weigh-in, which Casey, as you've suggested, might mean she will get another crack at it. There is a lot of time left. We are well over an hour and a half remaining in the official weigh-in window. But so far, so good. Yes, I'm sorry. I introed myself. For anyone joining in late, this is the MMAfighting.com UFC 294 official weigh-ins live stream. And so far, we are good at the top of the card. Islam Makhachev, the champion, 155. Alexander Volkanovski, also the champion at featherweight, 154.5. That rematch is official. And the once highly anticipated and then kind of forgotten, and now I would still say highly anticipated, fight between former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman and Khamzat Chimaev. That fight is also official as of now, with Usman coming in 184.5, Chimaev at 185.5 for what will be a middleweight affair. Really a return to middleweight for both gentlemen. Chimaev was supposed to fight Nate Diaz at UFC 279, had a awful weight cut that was interrupted by doctors, and then officially he weighed in 9. It was a non-title fight, so 9 pounds over the
It was significant.
welterweight limit. It was 180. He came in at 180. Officially came in at 180.
He was closer to middleweight than welterweight. Yes.
We will say he probably could have cut more and gotten closer, but either way, it wasn't good for him. I'm going to lean with the doctors on this one, who said, listen, buddy, you're just not going to make it now. So Hamza probably doing the right thing, moving back up to 185. I don't know if the rules him out from 170 forever, but I would think if he has success on Saturday, he can just sort of not think about welterweight for now. And making his middleweight debut. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to assume this is not Victoria Dudikova coming out again, right? Okay. We have someone who has preemptively asked for the box, which is always a wise move. Oh, it's Makhachev. I don't think this is the first time he's used the box, I will say, but I don't think he's missed either. Big round of applause. 126 from Mohammed Makhachev. His fight with Tim Elliott is now official. Yeah. We have spoken about Mohammed Makhachev as a young man who we think could be a champion at flyweight and bantamweight. Who knows? Maybe if he keeps needing the box, perhaps a bantamweight will be nearer in the future than some of us expected. I've seen some people in the comments saying that they're doing the glance and bang at the scale. Jose, I don't know if you're able to keep an eye on that. Have you seen them doing kind of a very quick appraisal of the weight?
He's not taking his time. How about that?
He's not. So he's doing it.
He's doing the whole he
slams
attention.
it. Okay, no worries, Jose.
I
am seeing the slam. Yeah, I am seeing the slam
for no real good reason. He's like,
the
guy weighs in and he decides to slap the scale. That's always good.
No, that's you got to do it with authority.
That's science. Yeah,
you got to do it with authority. It's how do you reset the scale for the next person? You got to boom. It makes the weight go off the scale. Yeah, that's good stuff. But I do, and I always tell people I am for it. I'm sorry. I know people think, AK Lee, he loves weigh-ins. He loves the sanctity of weigh-ins, and I do. But I also approve of weigh-in chicanery. I really do. I approve of I approve of I think it's Jeff Mullen in Las Vegas who was the master of the glance. The scale's still shaking. Close enough. Bang it home. Thank you. Whatever makes the fights happen. Daniel Cormier, you hold on to as many towels as you want. That was the least interesting scandal for me in MMA history. Oh my God, Towelgate, did he hold on to the towel? I'm like, yeah, he held on to the towel. And guess what? We got a light heavyweight championship fight out of it. So what are we doing? I approve of weigh-in chicanery. Who's it really hurting? So we had a little bit of weigh-in chicanery already. I won't do a full rundown.
Only the fighters making weight.
What is an ounce? Casey, what is 3 ounces? What is 4 ounces? I guess it's not really. I always say that, but I mean, we've only had one fighter so far. People weigh in with complications. Victoria Dudikova coming in 116.6, so 0.6 over the straw weight limit. We think she's going to come back and take another shot at it, but that could be a very hard 0.6 to lose. So I wouldn't assume just because she's getting another shot that we expect to discuss the win later, the drama may not be over. But otherwise, we were waiting for Magomed Ankalaev, Gafarov. No longer Makhachev, Muhammad Yahya, Abu Zaitar, Anshul Jubilee, Mike Breeden, and Shara Magomedov. Casey, how good is this main event? How good is it getting this main event again? I know you had to be you had to oversee a Between the Links today, earlier today. You guys should say yesterday. That we really started to see Jed Meshew crack. I'm worried for him. I'm very worried for him.
Oh, dude, I'm on Team Jed right now. I'm pretty much I'm right. I'm kind of right there. Yeah, this is a cool rematch. It's not the rematch I wanted right now. It's not the rematch I wanted on short notice. And I wish it was Islam versus Charles Oliveira. And I would rather the fight had gone to Gamrot than Volkanovski. But hey, I'm not the one raking in the millions of dollars in pay-per-view. I make the same amount of money if it's Islam versus me or Islam versus Volkanovski. So I would rather actually go to the backup fighter and a guy that was preparing for this fight, but that's not what we got. They went for Volkanovski. I get it. It sells more. It seems to create more hype. People are excited about it. Yeah, so here we are.
Can I be honest? I wonder. I would. You know what's
I'm
funny
not
is
mad about it. I'm not mad.
I don't think anyone's mad.
Yeah.
Jed is a little perturbed and disturbed, I think, are the two best words to put it. But you know what's funny? We say this all the time about so and so. This fight will sell more, but we are currently in this era of we can never.
Wait. John Doe says, "Shut up. This is much better."
Okay,
It's
a good counter. It's a good counterpoint.
the classic. Shut up.
So, I mean, I am somewhat with John Doe. I just want to see these two guys fight again. I don't care about the circumstances, and I'm happy I'm getting it now because I've said that.
Why get it now? Why?
Because I've said this on other shows.
Why not get it in 6 months when?
Because it is not guaranteed. Because I am not a believer that one crux of Jed's argument has been that we were going to get this fight again no matter what. You know, Volk will defend his title. Makhachev will defend his title, whatever, and then we can get it, 6 months from now, 10 months from now, a year from now, it'll be better. Yeah. And I agree. If that's how it plays out, that's way better. That's way better if we see these guys rematch at 300 or rematch at 302, 303, 304. That's way better, no question. But this is MMA. Nothing is guaranteed. I think people understand.
Nothing is guaranteed. Why wasn't Gamrot versus Islam not guaranteed? Awesome fight of the year.
It wasn't. But I'm saying I want to see Volkanovski and Makhachev fight again. I've wanted that since their first fight. I did want to wait. I did say, please no immediate rematch. Guys, go defend your titles. And that was what the plan, right? And we had Volkanovski defended his title. Makhachev was supposed to defend his title against Oliveira in another rematch that kind of just fell out of this, wasn't necessarily the most exciting option at lightweight, but it worked out that way. So we lost one, but they were both going to take other fights, and then we ended up getting this sooner rather than later. But again, if I have to consider the risk of this possibly not happening in the future versus getting it in a less hyped, possibly underprepared, at least for the Volkanovski side state, I will take the latter. I just want to make sure it happens again if this is how it goes. I'm with the UFC in the let's just make things happen now that we can guarantee now, right? It's awesome to look at Grand Prix, right? Sometimes you get in with great scenarios, like you get that AJ McKee Pitbull finale that you want, and that's awesome. And that was way better than if you had matched them up in the first round, no question. Beautiful moment, should have been a great moment for Bellator. They didn't capitalize on it. Fine, the moment was awesome. But then oftentimes you get scenarios where let's build to this, let's build to this matchup. And a lot of times we don't get it. So I don't mean to be cynical. But I am concerned that maybe a lot happened that these two never fought again. So the fact that it's happening under whatever circumstance, I just cannot complain. I cannot complain about it. I understand why. I understand Jed's point, and I'm praying for his soul that he gets some sort of satisfaction. Here's our replay of the opening weigh-ins.
Yeah,
There you go, guys. Volkanovski was first.
So we ran a filter on this and we removed the heat lines. So
The heat lines are gone now.
Heat lines are gone. So
This is how it would look if it was happening in Boston, Massachusetts.
154.5, the official weight for Alexander Volkanovski.
Look at that! Look at that fatty.
Right,
Look at
that. The other man around
10 pounds over his
as
shredded 145.
As
lightweight champion Islam Makhachev.
As we watch Islam's way, and I want to see Ben's comment. It's true. This change theoretically makes Toronto worse, which he's planning to go to. So he's sad. I'm sad too, Ben, because I will likely be there cage side. But hey, we might get Juliana Pena, Raquel Pennington.
It's like at Islam. Everyone's saying he looks.
55, the official weight for the champ Islam Makhachev.
He looks pretty good to me.
That is an intense, scary man. That's all. I'll say that.
That is a very intense, scary man and a great fighter.
Main event is official.
Yeah.
Wait, was he actually just standing that perfectly still right there? I thought our video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you did pause it. Oh, you did pause it.
Yes. There he goes.
I was
Look how
like,
intense
he is stoic. That's unbelievable concentration.
Yeah. So he weighed in. He moved backwards and forwards a little bit, and then This is real. This isn't a replay. This is actually live.
This is real time. Yeah. This is how it played out. The person next to him also didn't move, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild. That security guard was. What was the mannequin challenge? Oh,
Wait, who do we got next?
Here was Kamaru.
Oh, here's Kamar
with Mosman in tow.
I think the co-main event's so funny because we were also curious, like, oh, is Chimaev an elite? Is he an elite middleweight? Let's find out by having him face a welterweight. But this is a great replacement fight. It is actually a pretty great replacement. I would like it to have been an actual middleweight, but whatever.
184.5, the official weight for Kamaru Usman.
Ben saying now he's only going to the Toronto show now to meet AK. Ben, hopefully I will see you there. Hopefully we can meet up in Toronto sometime around the show.
Hopefully I'll be there too.
And hopefully Jose will. Fingers crossed. I need Jose there. If it's just me, I mean, it'll be great. But boy, I would love to have Jose in town as well. Here is Khamzat Chimaev.
$185.5, the official weight for Khamzat Chimaev.
And there we go, guys. Those are your top two fights, currently official. But of course, let us not forget the wise words of Jose Youngs. Nothing is official until both men are in the cage and the bell has rung and they're actually swinging fists. Because really, up until that point, you just don't know what can happen. You just don't know what can happen. Nick Durf saying the only thing that this card is missing is Sam Alvey, so we can hear "Hey Soul Sister." I'm being trolled. I think people know.
How's that song go?
I don't know. You know what? I'm not even familiar with that song. Not even sure why I read that comment. I've never heard the song before. Don't need to hear it. Nobody sent it to me. I've never heard the song before. I don't know why I brought it.
Is it? I find the one thing about the Volkanovski replacement is like all the kind of revisionist I don't know if revisionist history or whatever you want to call it, but like a lot of just hate toward Charles Oliveira now. Like Charles Oliveira sucks. Why? That was a horrible fight. It's like, what are you? Oh, here we go.
Here's Magomed Ankalaev.
$206, the official weight for Magomed Ankalaev.
206 from Magomed Ankalaev. Maybe the number one light heavyweight in the world. Maybe his fight with Johnny Walker is now official. It has been a bizarre year and a bit for Magomed Ankalaev, fighting to kind of a disappointing draw against Jan Blachowicz, a fight he should have won, I think.
You know, that was not.
It wasn't a bad
fight. It was like
it was a good. No. It's the result is disappointing for him. The fight was fine. The fight was fine.
Yeah.
But for Magomed Ankalaev, he should have won that fight. That was his fight to take. And
hey, he should have won it, but Hey, he didn't.
He didn't.
He lost? Wait, how did he lose it? Was it a 10-8 or what happened? How did we
Was
get
there
it?
Jose? Are you there?
How did we get a draw in that fight?
I think Jose would remember better than me.
I can't-
How did Ankalaev and Blachowicz play out and become a draw? There was a 10-8 in there.
1 second. I'm exporting this thing, and then I'll answer your question.
I think
No.
Jan got a 10-8 in the fifth or fourth.
It was, I think so, because I know one of the judges had it. No, one of the judges scored it a draw, and one of the judges scored it 48-46. The other one scored it 48-47. So it was 3 totally different scorecards. So it was a 48-47 Jan, 48-46 Magomed, and then a 47-47.
I can't hear you. Why can't
I'm
hear
muted.
you?
Oh, and I was saying something so insightful too, but I'm just not gonna. No.
Yeah.
I was saying, in those situations, why don't they just add up the scores? Does that not make sense? I know it's not how it works, but why wouldn't you just add up? Like, so Jan would have went 48 plus 46 plus 47, and then Ankalaev would have gotten 47 plus 48 plus 47, and would have won by one, quote unquote, by 1 point. I think if I'm doing my math correctly, or I'm not, and the numbers are equal. But no, it can't be.
The United Arab Emirates and competing in the lightweight division,
Mohamed Yahya making his debut. I'm sorry, before I said Brave champion, former UAE Warriors champion, lightweight champion, excuse me. He is actually, I believe, the underdog to Trevor Peaker was earlier this week.
$156, the official weight for Mohamed Yahya.
156 for Mohamed Yahya. His fight with Trevor Peak is now official. The man himself, Shaheen El-Shadi, weighing in, reminding us it was a 10-8 for Ankalaev in round 5, thanks to Sal Diamato.
Oh, Ankalaev. Well, he took over toward the end. It wasn't Jan that took over toward the end. I can't remember that fight.
I just remember thinking Ankalaev should have won that fight and did not.
Jan chewed his leg up in the early of the fight.
Yes.
And then
yes,
Magomed, they came back. Because I thought it was well on the verge of losing in like round 2 or 3.
Okay, I switched it around. I thought it was Ankalaev.
Me too. That's why I went to Jose. Jose and Shaheen way better at remembering these things than myself. That's for sure. So I'm glad they're here. But yes, a rough year for, and then Ankalaev didn't. This is his first fight in 2023. He has not been able to get back in, whether it's due to injuries, visa issues, or just wanted to take time off. Maybe aiming for this card. Knew they would have a card in Abu Dhabi. Maybe this is where he wants to fight. I don't know, but we have not seen him since that split draw, and a lot has happened at light heavyweight since we crowned a new champion. That champion lost the belt. It's just a whole mess. So again, he if he had just beaten or Jan Blachowicz, either way, if Jan Blachowicz or Ankalaev had won that fight back in December, I think we would have had at least some stability at light heavyweight. As it is, we're in a bit of a chaotic period here, at least on the UFC side of things. So, very strange situation. But this is a chance. If he beats Johnny Walker, I mean, he should get a light heavyweight title shot, whatever that means at this point. But he's in the mix.
I feel like for Johnny Walker, if he wins too, I would expect him to get the next title shot.
It's on the line. He's back.
Yeah, this main event. I mean, sorry, this is not main event. I don't know what do you call that? Third from the top.
Third from the top, sure.
Yeah, third from the top. There's a lot of. There's just as many high stakes in this fight as there is in the co-main event. I feel.
Well, the only thing that's disputed there is no, it's because I think we assume we have. Well, sorry, not so we have Yuri and we have Alex Pereira. And then, the winner of this fight would have a very strong case to fight the winner of that fight. So sure, just like okay,
just like the co-main event.
with you. I'm with you on this.
Of course you are. Of course you are. I thought this out.
We are in lockstep, my friend. That is how life works. There's a lot on the line. Again, maybe not two names that are immediately jumping to people's minds. I think of the top of light heavyweight, but light heavyweight again is kind of a weird division now. So
light heavyweight is like brand new. Like there's,
sure.
What I mean? Is like everything's like Yuri was never he never got to dominate, kind of rule for a little bit. Like,
And then he went away, and we haven't even had time to miss him. Really, that's what made the shoulder injury so weird. We're all like, "Wait, how long is this shoulder injury keeping him out?" And then there was kind of conflicting reports, and then him saying like, "Oh, but he expects to be back like not too far in the future." And we're like, "Okay, why did he vacate the title?" And now he's back in the title. It's strange. It's a strange division.
and does
It's
Jamal
interesting.
Hill
Like more
have
than a
a
year and a half.
He's been out for a year and a half. Is that how long he's been? Wow.
Yuri?
Yeah.
He's been out
Yeah,
for
his last fight was June 2023.
Oh, that's wild. That's wild. That is a
2022,
while.
I assume. June 22.
That is a while. Yeah. But yeah, I think we didn't know that though. I think we
22,
didn't know how long he would be out, right? But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a major issue with him vacating the title. It was just so weird that he did it so quickly, and then that's how we ended up with the two ensuing vacant title fights. Again, I'm sure I guess he would have had to vacate at some point. I guess it's the fact that he did it as soon as he got injured. That was so on UFC.
So light heavyweight history. So wait, geez. So Yuri wins. Then he injures himself in training, right?
Shoulder injury. Yep.
During training. And then the following fight is Ankalaev
and Blachowicz. Yeah.
Blachowicz.
Yep. Split draw.
So
Then they
Yuri and Glover faced off at Media Day last year in Madison Square Garden for the rematch, and they were supposed to fight in December. Yuri got hurt. They did Magomed Yan as the new vacant title fight
because Glover
fought to a draw later that day at the post-fight press conference. Later that day, Dana White announced that Glover was going to fight Jamal Hill in Brazil.
So, and then Jamal Hill won, and then Jamal Hill blew his Achilles doing something.
I think he said playing basketball. I believe he was playing basketball.
Was that the official reason why, or I thought
that's what he said. I believe it. Okay. As much as I dislike Jamal Hill, that's one thing
video.
he and I. Yeah, that's one thing he and I can agree on is that ball is life. Ball is life, and I would not stop. I would not stop playing basketball.
There's video. There's like video of him getting hurt.
What? Yeah. I've never seen that video. Put it on the Slack channel. I want to see this video.
You want to see a man?
I want to see a man's Achilles belongs. I've seen a man's Achilles. I've seen
it's from a competing. It's from a competing website.
Well, we don't say it on air. That's all.
Is it cagepotato.com? Is it fightlinker.com? What is it? Is it 5 ounces of pain? What is it?
Thank you everyone for joining the MMAfighting.com official weigh-ins live stream. We still have plenty of time to go. We have over an hour and 20 minutes to go. The bloodiest of elbows. As people can see from the top, we have almost the entire main card set, including the lightweight championship main event rematch, Islam Makhachev, Alexander Volkanovski, and the out of nowhere middleweight contenders bout between Khamzat Chimaev and Kamaru Usman. I wanted to say earlier, this is that you, Casey, you were asking what a weird moment this was for Khamzat because he was supposed to fight Paulo Costa, and we are supposed to get some idea of like, oh, is he going to be a contender at 185? Because he's looked great at two weight classes. You know, he ran through. I think it was John Phillips, I believe, was a middleweight debut on Fight Island.
Oh, John Phillips.
John Phillips. That was a 2-round just massacre, and it was you could have scored the first round at 10-0. Forget 10-8, and then. And then he went back down to welterweight for a couple of fights, and then back up to middleweight for a what was it Gerald Mearshart, like 17-second knockout, 7-second knockout.
17.
It was wild.
It was like the first exchange, yeah.
And then everything's been rocking since there. Had the Gil Burns fight, which was awesome at welterweight, and then just kind of had a bout of COVID. It's kind of thrown his career off. Had that weird weight miss with Nate Diaz. That fight shouldn't have even happened in the first place. So that was so bizarre. Now he's back at 185, and yes, can he be a contender in this division? I think so for sure. I think he is one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. So something I've already.
Usman? You're talking about Kamaru Usman?
Well, I mean, really. Well, I'm talking about Chimaev, but really,
why are you discounting Kamaru Usman?
I'm not. I said
Kamaru Usman has bigger wins at welterweight. What are you talking about?
I can only talk about one human being at a time, Casey. Let me finish my sentence before you. This is not between the links. You're not Jed Meshew. Let me finish my sentence. We were asking about Khamzat.
Is this your first show, AK? You're not allowed to finish your sentence.
This is true. This is true. I'm asking about Khamzat because again, Khamzat has been at middleweight before. But yes, Kamaru Usman absolutely factors in, and we had a discuss. We've sort of had a little teasing and internal discussion. We will tell people that next week, when we do our full set of ranking updates, you'll get a pound for pound update. You'll get a full division rankings update. Boy, I can't wait! I can't wait till we explain what to do with the women's bantamweight division with the Mayra Bueno Silva suspension, and then we'll also do a shakeup focusing on one division. I'm nearly certain it will be the middleweight division because whoever wins on Saturday, 294, I think will land somewhere in the top 15. I'm pretty sure. Let's take a look at that right now, Casey. Let's go to our
Are you saying the
rankings.
Are you going to change your rankings based on the
Why?
Adderall suspension of Bueno Silva?
It's a no contest, Casey. The fight never happened. The fight doesn't exist. How can you
Nothing
not?
changed. Nothing changed.
What do you mean nothing? That fight didn't happen, Casey.
Nothing
that
changed.
Fight, Casey, it's a no contest. You are legally not even. I'm not even supposed to be talking about this fight anymore. Do you understand this? I am. Thank God this is a live stream, and after this live stream is over, we're just deleting this footage because we can't talk about this fight. It's a no contest. Holly Holm did not lose to Mayra Bueno Silva. You can't say that. You are not. You are legally.
Look, I meant Jose just turned his camera off. He was so he was so distraught.
He's smart. Well, he doesn't want to get in trouble.
He's like,
he doesn't want to get in trouble. He's like he's throwing me to the wolves here. He's like, listen, if AK wants to go to jail by bringing up the Mayra Bueno Silva fight, he's on his own, and that's the smart move. That's the smart. It's a no contest, Casey. I think we have to reset our. I think I just have to go back to like my rankings before that fight. It's a no contest. What am I supposed to do? All right, hold on. Oh yes, okay. Let's talk. Okay, let's look at our Casey. Do you have our rankings open on your computer? Our middleweight rankings. Should I send it to you so you can look at this, or do you want me to?
Is it the?
I will send it to you. No. We had we already had a shake up. It's gonna get shaken up again. I'll send it to you in the Slack so you can. Look at it.
I got it open. My other monitor.
Sean Strickland flew up to number 1 with the win over Izzy. That was wild. Let's look at our go from 15 up. We've got Nasruddin. Oh, go ahead, Casey.
What are we looking at? Middleweight? What are we looking at? Middleweight?
Hold on. You got to remember there was a shakeup. So if you're looking at the last divisional rankings, that's going to be out of date now, I think. So I need to send this to you. This riveting stuff. I have to add. Shaheen is asking who would win the game of 1-on-1 between me and Jamal Hill. And definitely Jamal Hill. I think I'm a good player. But I think I'm a good player. But Jamal Hill, right now, me.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
Probably me. But if he was healthy, probably Jamal Hill. He's taller. He's an athlete. I am terrible at basketball now if I was ever good. So I don't like my chances. All right. Casey, let me send this to you in case you don't have it.
Oh, you see this tweet from Tim Elliott with 2
What
T's?
does it say? Tell me.
Muhammad Makhachev. I'm quoting here. You know your ass didn't make weight.
Read the Casey. Read the tweets below it too.
Oh, hold on. Let me actually.
Like Tim Elliott's response to a fan too.
You know your ass didn't make weight. They gifted it to you. What was your weight on the digital scale before stepping on the official ? And then somebody asked, Has he even weighed yet? Yeah. They were all standing around worried when he got off the digitals. Then he got the curtain and magically made it on the official scale. So it is not. It is not the curtain of shame. It is not the curtain of redemption. It is now the curtain of magic. According to Tim
I'm okay with that. This is hearsay. I don't want to speculate on this. The official weigh-in is 156. The commission said 156. What are we supposed to do? Tim Elliott.
You calling Tim Elliott a liar?
I'm saying he may be misunderstanding what happened in the situation. Did you see just like Dan Hooker after like 2 months of accusing Islam of cheating? I saw that he was kind of like, oh, maybe I just misunderstood what happened there. And I'm like, you can't rock that back. Casey, let's talk about middleweight. Hamza Chimaev, middleweight rankings. We've got Nasruddin Imavov 15, Fabian Edwards 14, RDR Reiner de Ritter at 13. Comfortably, I think we would put Hamzat above those guys if he beat Usman. Is that fair to say?
Well,
all good fighters.
He's fighting an unranked middleweight, so
Correct.
Why do you gonna move him up?
Well, I would also throw in the Gerald Meerschaert win. I would throw in the John Phillips win if you're so inclined, and also the eye test, right? It probably would depend how he beats Usman. I think that would affect it as well. I'm thinking he might land in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, vice versa. If Usman, let's say Usman pulls it off, Casey, would you feel more inclined to put him in the top 15?
Where do I have? Oh, I don't know. I don't have Shmaev.
None of us have him ranked
because we can't. He's not ranked. Yeah, because
he has not fought in a proper
He's
division in
two unranked middleweights in the co-main
Yes.
event. You call this
Technically,
you call this an exciting, good pay-per-view? These are unranked middleweights. What are we doing here?
Oh, they don't have numbers next to their name. Well, they have numbers, just in a different division.
Yeah, different. Yeah.
Casey, what do you think?
What's the question?
Well, let me frame it this way. We have Paulo Costa at number 9. If either guy puts on an impressive performance on Saturday, would you bump them? Would you put them around Costa's range, or even move them ahead of Costa?
I'm not. Unless one of them like just completely steamrolls within just outclasses their opponent. I'm not moving either of them above. I don't know, number 8 maybe. There's really yeah.
Okay.
They're still gonna be behind. They're still gonna be behind UFC. I'm talking about just UFC middleweights. Behind Strickland, behind Adesanya, behind DDP, behind Whitaker, behind Pereira is still technically on our list.
Mm-hmm.
Behind Cannonier, behind Vittori, and then I think I'm looking at my list. Sorry. Then I think that the winner of this fight could go somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Behind Vittori.
But I think we both agree we're gonna have whoever wins this fight in our rankings.
Based on their welterweight resume, yes.
Yeah. Well, again, and at least Shemaev, it's easier to project, right? Because he fought Gerald Meerschaert, a genuine top 30 middleweight, top 25 middleweight, and he crowned him. That was legit. It was a long time ago now. I get it.
It was top 30. Meerschaert's a top 30 guy.
Yeah. It's very easy to project Khamzat as a top 15 guy. It kind of is for Usman too. It is just weird to say it because it is short notice. We don't know if he has plans to stay at 185. If he won, I think he would certainly lobby for that Strickland title shot. If he loses, it kind of feels like, oh, well, he can always go back to 170. He can do whatever he wants. So Usman is a bit of a stranger case, but if he wins, you got to rank him, right?
Oh, if he wins, dude, this fight makes so much sense for Usman.
A lot of sense. It's a great opportunity. Oh, Muin Gafurov. Sorry, guys, I didn't hear that. Muin Gafurov.
What do you know about this gentleman? Because I know very little.
He was I feel like I'm confusing with someone else. 1 second. Oh, yes, exactly what I was thinking of someone else. 135.5 for Muin Gafurov. His fight with Said Nurmagomedov is now official. He came to the UFC with a ton of experience. I think he had like 20-something pro fights already when he had to go through the Contender Series. He did not win. I believe I don't think he won I think he won his fight. He did not win a contract. Stepped in on 8 days' notice.
How do you not get a contract?
Well, this was like 2 years ago, I think. This was 2 seasons ago, I think. So it wasn't quite. They weren't quite an automatic contract territory.
They gave him the Bo Nickel treatment. Yeah.
Fought John Castaneda on 8 days' notice in his UFC debut. So he lost that. He lost the unanimous decision. But otherwise, it looked
what
very
a G.
impressive.
8 days. And were people excited? It was short notice. We're like, whoa, short notice, man. That's so cool.
One of these guys that really
see what I did there? See what I did?
I sense a little bit of sarcasm.
Yeah. Right.
One of these guys that before the Contender Series existed probably would have just been signed outright to a reasonable contract. He's kind of a prospect, but he's also he's a prospect with a lot of experience. I hate the fact that I don't even know if he's on a Contender Series contract, like I said, because he didn't get a Contender Series fight. He got a short notice deal. So anyway, we don't want to dwell on that. Very nice fight with him and Said Nurmagomedov. Said Nurmagomedov, a pretty heavy favorite last time I checked, I believe around minus 200.
96% of Tapology users are picking Syed.
I have a feeling, by the way, we've talked about this on BTL and on I listened to No Bets Barred. This is a pretty favorites heavy card, which is to say that if someone is favored, they're like, there's a lot of minus 250s, minus 300. I think Dudakova's maybe the biggest on the card. Dudakova is minus 375. Sorry, I think that went down though. I think she was higher. She's also 96% on Tapology. Who's
Dude,
the
you know what's
biggest?
wild? Okay, so so as far as like fan expectations, the
Mhm.
first fight between Makhachev and Volkanovski, 66% of fans were predicting Makhachev would win.
Okay.
But now on this short notice fight, only 57% are picking Makhachev to win.
Ooh. Well, this has a lot to again.
So they're saying they're saying the short notice is like in favor of Volkanovski.
Not just that. I think actually, Casey, has way more to do with how a lot of people seem to think the first fight went. I love that first fight. Probably still my front runner for fight of the year. I haven't really looked at a proper list. Sorry, guys, if I'm distracted, I'm just checking. I'm going to a proper odds page on DraftKings. Never gamble, as I always say, but if you must gamble, use DraftKings promo code the MMA Hour. The biggest we've got Dudakova is minus 550 favorite on DraftKings. Huge. Javid Bashrat also minus 550.
Yeah, he's a giant.
Alexkarov, excuse me, is the biggest favorite. I knew I was forgetting someone. Alexkarov right now is minus 600 against Warley Alves, who is typically a welterweight and is coming in on 2 weeks' notice. So
that one makes a lot of sense actually. That
I understand.
Line actually, I was like, okay, that line's
yeah. He is of the short notice guys stepping in on this card. He is the one that is pretty much being viewed as a sacrificial lamb. But the first fight with Makhachev and Volkanovski, a lot of people thought Volkanovski won. He certainly fought amazingly well. I love that fight so much. I hated that there was any scoring controversy after, just like with Piotr Jan and Sean O'Malley, with Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz too. I wish we would look back on these fights and the first thing we would think is like, damn, those were amazing fights, and not, oh, the guy I don't like won, or the guy I liked didn't win, or judges don't know how to score the fights, blah, blah, blah. Those are both great fights. Those are two of like probably my favorite fights of the last whatever decade. And this one as well, Makhachev Volkanovski won. So there is a proper retro robbery review, guys, on MMAfighting.com, done by yours truly, reviewing that first fight. For me, a pretty clear Makhachev win. If you want to make a case for 2, 3, and 5 or 1, 3, and 5, I've forgotten already what I wrote. If you want to make a case that Volkanovski eked out 2 of the first 4 rounds and clearly won round 5, no dispute there. I'm fine with it, but I feel very strongly that it's so easy to score that fight from Makhachev. I was really surprised how many of the moments that even I when I viewed the first fight thought like Volkanovski really landed something. With the benefit of replay, and this is something the judges didn't have to work with, and they still did a fantastic job. Shout outs to Ben Cartledge, Derek Cleary, and David Letheby. They did an awesome job judging the fight. They don't have the benefit of these replays that I had watching it the second time, third time. Makhachev really lands the biggest shots of the fight. And there's a lot of moments where it looked like Volkanovski hit him. And if you watch it again, man, a lot of those punches just whiffed. Volkanovski whiffed in a lot of those punches. So it's a great fight.
I thought Volkanovski fought well. I thought I had it 4-1 for Makhachev.
As did I.
Yeah,
First 4
I didn't. Yeah, first 4. And I had it that way. And I was honestly kind of shocked by the not that people thought that Volkanovski wins. I figure, there's always outliers, but the fact that it got so much of a groundswell, like it was a robbery, I was like,
I really think it's just because how the last round ended.
Yeah. He ended on top. He's punching. The final visual of the fight is Volkanovski standing over the lightweight champion, standing over the larger fighter. He's hitting it with body shots. He's throwing punches down. Oh, it's like, was Makhachev, maybe he was saved by the bell. Who knows what Volkanovski would have done next? The crowd's going insane. This is in Perth, Australia. The crowd is going effing.
The crowd definitely helped. Yeah,
going
being in Perth.
Nuts. So it's very easy to watch, to like leave that round going like, wow, like to be continued. The first Indian-born fighter in the UFC, and Shul Jubilee, a road to the UFC tournament winner. Not the first Indian fighter. I believe that was Arjun Bular, proud Canadian as well. But this is the first Indian-born fighter, and Shul Jubilee.
Good to see the internet kicked back in too.
Yeah. Internet looks fantastic.
155.5, the official weight for Anshul Jubilee.
155.5 for Anshul Jubilee. Also, shout out to Pooja Tomar, excuse me, who announced on her Instagram this week that she has been signed to the UFC. I don't know if we've confirmed that yet, but if it is true, she is the first Indian-born woman to compete in the UFC.
So Jubilee, he lives and trains in the country of India, correct?
I don't know if he. I'm guessing he trains there. I'll be honest with you, I can't say that with authority.
Okay, just wondering.
I cannot say that with authority. 7-0 so far. 1-0 in the UFC. 1-0 being the Road to UFC lightweight finale. This will be his first post tournament.
Does that count as a UFC fight? The road?
Yeah, it's like an Ultimate Fighter finale.
No.
Yeah, it does. Oh, it does. 100% does. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the finale, yeah, but the actual
finale,
tournament fights don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same with the Ultimate Fighter finale. It counts as
Yeah.
it counts as a fight. Yeah. So same.
Gotcha.
Because hey, if you look at the fighters that actually fought on Road to the UFC, a bunch of them fought on like the last Rising card.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Most of them weren't even signed to the UFC.
Yeah.
Jubilee's at least according to Topology is a heavy favorite over.
He is.
Brian.
Now, oddly, he opened the week. I'm paying close attention to this because I'm intrigued by this guy a lot, by Jubilee. He opened the week on DraftKings, I believe, at over -400 favorite. He's down to -270, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. Mike Breeden has not had a great UFC run so far, so I understood why he was a big underdog. But maybe people are turning around on it. I don't know. Maybe it was just too big. Maybe it was just too big a number for people to pass on. And who knows? Anything can happen. It is MMA. Mike Breeden could pull off an upset. But either way, yes, a lot of hype around Jubilee. A lot of hopes that he can be a major star for that region. Shaheen Al-Shai telling me Anshul has 489,000 Instagram followers. That's a lot of followers for a 7-0 guy.
That does not surprise me at all.
And calling India that region is such an understatement. It's like almost 2 billion people or something.
It's quite a few people.
That region of 2 billion people. Yeah, that is yeah.
Oh, hold on. I've got a correction from Gautam Pai and I'm gonna fact check this myself. He says Anshul's the second Indian. The first was Bharat Khandare. Now, I admit I barely remember Bharat Khandare. I will look this up now. I'm only looking this up not because I'm questioning the truth. I just don't remember. This is true. He was born in India, and he lost to Song Yadong. One UFC fight. UFC Fight Night 122, Bisping versus Gastelum, November 2017. So I stand corrected. I do stand corrected. We do have excuse me, Anshul Jubilee, the second UFC Indian-born UFC fighter. Thank you for the correction. I do not know why I kept saying that. I totally forgot about Khandari.
I'm trying to find out if he trains in India or is he. I'm just kind of curious. Like, is he?
Shaheen is telling me. Shaheen's providing some valuable notes. That he said he trains in Bali, so Indonesia.
Bali. Okay, Bali.
Indonesia. It's not India, Indonesia. So.
Okay.
But yes, a lot of hopes for this young man. Khandari, I don't remember the circumstances around him getting signed. Again, only the name looks familiar. I'll be honest with you, I do not remember this fight at all. But yeah, he was one and done. Yeah, and he hasn't fought since. He lost to Song Yadong, and that is it. Back in 2017, never fought again. So
hey, I'm done. I'm out.
I'm out. Hey, I got a taste of the big time, and I did not like it. I am out of here. Sorry, guys.
He saw that paycheck. He's like, this is not worth it.
Deuces.
I'm out.
Well, I just turned on some weird noise in my ear. Sorry, that was my fault. If I don't think anyone heard that, I didn't want to pass on the conversation about the first Volkanovski Makhachev fight just yet. I just will tell people, please check out my robbery review. It's on MMAfighting.com. I tweeted out on my socials. And just watch the fight again. It is right now. It is currently up on UFC's YouTube, actually, for free.
It is free to watch right now.
And just watch it again because the fight effing rules. It doesn't matter. If you think Volkanovski won, fine. Great. It's a great fight. Just appreciate the fight for what it is. I find it actually very hard to make a case for Volkanovski.
Yeah.
I've seen people saying round 3, and if you watch round 3, the two biggest shots in that fight were this left elbow that Makhachev drives into his face, and that would have, I think, knocked down literally anyone else on the planet. but Volkanovski is such a bad MFer. But he does. Volkanovski gives him like the nod, like wow, like you got me nod. And then shortly after, he gets caught with a really big right hand too. So I don't know. I don't know why people are so adamant that Mach was outstruck. And round 4, if you scored that for Volkanovski because of the over-the-shoulder punches, you have no idea what you're doing. So I'm sorry, you have no idea what you're doing.
That is ridiculous. Yeah, just because he started. Is that the round he was yelling, going
and it was awesome. That was again another awesome scene. He ended the round like oh, you took my back for like 3 minutes, but you couldn't do anything. I'm throwing punches, you did nothing. And then he got up and roared, and the crowd was like, yeah, like he survived. And I'm like, yeah, he survived. He didn't win the round.
Yeah, it was odd. It was odd.
And I'm not saying, Casey, you've trained before. I don't know if you've had to deal with.
Trained
you
before.
Had
I trained today.
You trained today.
Man. I don't know. I have ice on my knee right now because my knee is so messed up.
All right. Here's your medal.
Yeah.
Here's your medal. You're undefeated. Do you need any other accolades? But I don't know if you've been in back control and you've had to deal with anyone doing the punch over the shoulder, punching you in the. Do you deal with that in training? Is that a thing? Is that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, today. Yeah, I got my butt beat up today, and my back was taken, and I was just like punching the guy.
No, but I mean, are you?
I didn't go, I'm winning. I was just like, well, I gotta do something that annoys him.
Yeah,
but no way am I thinking I'm winning. That was ridiculous.
Right. Well, I meant to ask if you've been on the other side of it. Have you been on the guy? Have you gotten the guy on the back getting the over the shoulder?
Yeah, you're like, okay, this is.
And I'm sure it doesn't feel good. You'd rather it wasn't happening, but you are in a much closer position to finishing that fight than the other person is, because it doesn't feel good, but you could probably take I don't know how many of those, a lot.
Yeah, because they're punching your forehead. Like at this level, you can take 2,000 of those and be like, all right, whatever.
So I have seen some people say like, oh, like Volkanovski had a case for round 4. He had no case for round 4, none whatsoever. But this is why I'm happy to see the fight again. My one fear is that the lack of preparation does hurt Volkanovski a lot, and we get a
coming off surgery, wrist surgery.
That's huge. That is such a huge factor. How much could he have been preparing for anyone, much less Makhachev coming off of surgery? It could be like that round 4 you saw in the first fight. You might see more of that in this fight. It's very possible. And
my biggest takeaway from the first fight, from my initial viewing, was. Coming into it, I thought, Makhachev's gonna just dominate the wrestling, and Volkanovski should probably win the stand-up. And it kind of turned out that Volkanovski was much better at the wrestling than I thought, but Islam was much better at the stand-up than I thought. Like Islam's gains, his improvements in his stand-up were really remarkable, and I think people were just really. I don't know. I don't know why people just didn't recognize that, but I thought Islam's stand-up was really exceptional in that fight.
I will say I don't blame people because one, again, it was great to root for Volkanovski. He's the smaller guy coming up. We all get excited at the possibility of a guy becoming a champ. If you're watching the fight live, it's hard not to get in there with the crowd. You see the crowd's reaction. You got to get involved in it. So there's many very human reasons why someone could leave that fight saying Volkanovski fought so well. I wish he'd gotten the decision, but I think again, with the benefit of hindsight, like I said, I was rewatching the fight recently for this article with very different circumstances than the judges, than fans watching it live. So I'm not saying I'm more correct than the people who scored a certain way on fight night, because I can't go back to that moment. I will never be able to replicate those circumstances. I'm watching it like a computer, and frankly, that's not necessarily how fights are judged live, and I understand that. But that's why we do these reviews, so people can kind of, we can take a second look at it. But a great fight either way. Volkanovski, like you said, his wrestling and his grappling defense, unbelievable. Like you watch that fight and you watch some of Makhachev's offense, some of the things that he has like annihilated other opponents with, and to see Volkanovski shut down some of those situations, survive some of those situations is it's so fun to watch. It's a great fight. I love this fight so much. I love this fight, and I hope the rematch is great too. Makhachev has responded to Tim Elliott. What is this guy talking about? 3 laughing emojis, making excuses already, made 126.0 without the boxers. Come to my room, 4097. I probably shouldn't have said that on air. We can weigh in together.
What?
Welcome anytime, old man. So
update.
Okay. Yep.
Victoria Dudikova will not be weighing in again.
Whoa.
There you go. So that's final. 116.6. Jose, did they say the fight is official? Did they mention any purse update?
That I missed. Only final.
Okay. I assume the fight will go through. I don't think.
Yeah, I assume it's going to go through. I'm going to go ahead and look at that. I'm going to go ahead and just put that here.
Sure.
20%, AK.
Oh, thank you, Jose. 20%, pretty standard. My concern would be we have seen somewhat recently a handful of fights where a fighter misses weight and then the next day they fall ill, probably not unrelated, and we lose our fight. Hopefully this doesn't happen, and Frey and Dudakova can get in the cage on Saturday. Yeah. I don't want to lose any more fights from this card.
Point 6 is that's more just an unfortunate miscalculation on her weight cut.
It's tough.
I really wouldn't. It more just sucks for her pocketbook, but I don't really think this affects the fight too much or anything.
I do feel a bit bad for, well, like you said, hopefully it won't affect the fight much. If you're Jin Yu Fry and you lose, you probably are going to have a bitter taste in your mouth. You know, like you said, maybe that 0.6 isn't much. Maybe it is. Again, I'm not Jin Yu Fry. I'm not the one in the cage. That 0.6 or however other much weight Dudakova couldn't cut could make a big difference.
Take in mind, when you always say the 0.6 is not that much, it's not the literal weight, it's the effort. That's what it's like. It's the effort to get you that 0.6 off, not the actual weight. You know, because Victoria did also take note. She did come in an hour and a half before she had to, and still missed weight. So she didn't. So this was a calculated decision to not go to the final moments, whatever, in the sauna or however she's cutting weight. So she made a decision that she basically was, I don't know, just not going to deplete herself anymore. So to make that weight, so she can make sure she can fight tomorrow. I assume.
It'll be interesting to see if this line moves in either direction, whether because she missed weight, people think she's even more likely to win and somehow, again, like I said, minus 550 could move closer to minus 600, or they view this as a bad sign, that she didn't make weight and maybe it moves a little bit in Jin's direction. I will remind bettors, again, I don't listen to me for gambling advice normally, but in this case, just for fight pick advice in general, it is a myth that fighters who miss weight have an advantage. I think this has been dispelled now. I think there was just a long stretch like a few years ago where fighters
there was a little stretch for like 3 months where it went heavily in favor of the weight missers, but it goes back and forth.
I always bring up our old MMA fighting pal Mike Chiappetta, who wrote an article because it had become such an epidemic at a moment. He wrote an article trying to figure out, do they actually get the advantage? And technically, yes, but also most of the times the fighters who won were favored anyway. So it wasn't like, oh, it changed the outcome. It's like, no, the fighters were favored anyway, and then they just missed weight and they still won. So it's not a thing. It's not like, I don't want to say it's 50-50, but it's really not something you should consider. So don't rush to your bettors, your bookie going like, oh, I'm putting it all on Dudakova now. She was favored and now she missed weight. Stay away. We really probably might. The fight might get called off tomorrow.
Actually, the stat I want to see, and this is a little more complicated to come up with, is fighters who weigh in the last 5 minutes. What are their records? The last, because that means they were in the sauna, they were sweating to those last moments, to make that weight. So I'm kind of curious on that one. Of course, you really have to rewatch all the weigh-ins and calculate the times. But fighters come in because they may make weight, and so we don't count it, as a missed weight. But they may go in just like suffering, like super suffering. And I guarantee everyone who made weight today was suffering. They just have a really good poker face, basically.
Oh, gosh, I just forgot what I was going to say. Yes. The other thing, Casey, I would like to know is the record of fighters who have to use the box. Because it could be the box of victory. We don't know. Or it could be the box of defeat. That's what I want to know. If you need to use the box, how does that turn out for you on fight night?
Or it's useful. The box of magic, according to Tim Elliott.
Hey, you know what? I like that this fight has some heat on it.
Tim Elliott has a good way of doing that naturally. Like, I feel like he always creates heat with his opponent somehow. That's all right.
He creates heat in general. I don't want to get into this right now, but he is.
We don't need to go there.
He is sponsoring a fighter soon.
You're going there. Right.
No, I'm not going to say that. People can look it up. Tim Elliott probably heard about it on social media. He is sponsoring a fighter soon against someone who maybe there's some personal involvement, or if you want to use the word entanglement with, and it's quite a petty move, and I'm all for it. Tim, you do.
Hey, whatever gets fighters paid more.
Hey, yeah, exactly. He was getting a young man a little more money, then that's great. But Tim Elliott, yeah, this guy's been around. It's so weird to look at his record. So he's technically, and keep in mind, he's like it was 2 stints with the UFC. So he had like a really shaky first stint. Then he wins the Ultimate Fighter, fights Demetrius Johnson. And
A great fight.
great fight. And now has just been locked into the UFC for the past, I don't know what, 6 years. It's weird. He has a below 500 record. It looks so strange. Like he's 8-10. But again, one of those losses is to DJ. And a handful of those losses were before he came, before this current run with the UFC. So it's still like hovering around like 500. It's not like an amazing record, but saying he has a losing record in the UFC just sounds wrong.
That's you're fighting. I don't want to sound like Dana here, but you're fighting the best of the best. It's so it's okay. Like you're in the UFC. You're fighting the most premier. For 125s, this is the most premier weight class, in the world right now. They're in the UFC. So no, he's doing fine. He's doing great.
Yeah, he's doing great. This is his 19th UFC appearance overall. He has one appearance at bantamweight, so it's his 18th flyweight appearance. He is now second most behind only the great Joseph Benavidez at 19. So Tim Elliott, after today, will be one fight away from tying the amount of appearances. It's a hell of an achievement for a guy who's got cut.
Wild. That is wild, actually. Yeah.
His first run didn't go anywhere. Gets released, comes back through a tournament, loses to Mighty Mouse. You kind of think like, oh, maybe that's like the peak. Like that's the peak of this experience because it was a great fight, but we just didn't know how much more. And now he's hung around. I think he's fought 15 times since the Mighty Mouse fight, and he's hanging around. He's always fun to watch. He's fought many ranked fighters, many guys in the top 15, giving them a hell of a challenge. And now he is I think a great litmus test for Muhammad Makhachev. I don't know. People in the comments, let me know. Do you think Tim's a live underdog in the situation? I think we're all very high on Double M.
Yeah, I think.
But
Tim, it's not a bad thing, but Tim Elliott's kind of that. Which top 10, top 15 gatekeeper at 125?
Yeah, sure. But gatekeepers have been doing some damage lately.
Of course. No.
Bobby Green, Edson Barbosa. These guys are gatekeepers. Guess what?
That's what I'm saying. To be a gatekeeper, that means you gotta close the gate. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, and some of these guys have definitely been doing it, and they've been doing it.
Is this Makhachev's? I don't have Makhachev's his whole topology page. Is this his toughest opponent yet?
I'm gonna say yes. Sorry, I will take a quick look before I make that statement. I think so.
I feel like it.
Yeah. I think by far. Jafel Fio, who was he supposed to fight? He fought Jafel Fio. He was supposed to fight. Oh no, that wasn't a replacement. That was just that fight came out of nowhere, and we're like, why is he fighting a newcomer? And then he almost got his legs messed up by this newcomer.
Oh, that was yeah. That's okay. That's when I was like, oh, I was like that. Matt Makhachev is a crazy kid. Yeah, that kid is crazy.
But this is his first ranked guy. I believe Tim Elliott is ranked in the UFC. I know he is in our rank. I say with no confidence. Tied for 14th in the MMA fighting global rankings. Makhachev one spot ahead at 13. So was that his last, big.
That fight that his knee got shredded? Was that his last fight?
Yes, and we all feared that he would be gone for a while, but
he got his knee,
not too long.
He got his knee shredded, and then he actually came back and still finished not just won the fight, but he finished his opponent.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good.
He is very good. I don't know how long he'll be a flyweight though. Mm-hmm. At the age of only 23, he might grow out of that weight class. But for now, he is pretty dang awesome.
That's amazing. Awesome. 23 years old.
I think the big thing holding Makhachev back from being this like Hamzat type run is he doesn't have an epic finish. Like he has finishes, but there's no uber impressive.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah.
Well, he's a submission guy. Like he's not gonna have Jared Mearshart knockouts. So.
Well, it's not even just that. It's just his fights he is so good all around, but he's not like just decimating his opponents. Now he is winning, and who did he fight last year at 280?
Malcolm Gordon.
Malcolm Gordon. Like that was a back and forth fight. Like that obviously.
And he got finished. Yeah.
He finished him, and it was a very hard fight. So I enjoyed that fight because we got answers about the guy. But I think the only thing holding him back from being like this big star of the flyweight division is just like one of those just violent fights that he just puts someone away, or like Makhachev at least had like the flying knee, and
Yeah.
Brandon Royval knocked out Nicolau, and Pantoja's just had that war against Figueiredo. Like he doesn't have that yet, which is fine. He has time to go.
Yeah, and the UFC loves that. That's huge. This is why one reason why Chimaev is still so highly regarded and so hyped at, despite all this activity over the last 2 years. That highlight reel is unbelievable. And also, go ahead, Jose.
He hasn't fought stateside yet, which he's pretty upset about.
What was that?
Abu Dhabi and London. He has not fought stateside.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He wanted to fight Manel in Boston, but Manel turned it down according to Makhachev.
So that this could be the one for Makhachev that gets him a ticket to the United States. Hopefully, we'll see if he beats.
I really think that if Manel can't fight Kai France because Kai has the concussion, and if Brian Moreno wants to take time off because Manel said if Kai France isn't ready, he wants to fight Moreno. I really think if Makhachev runs through Tim Elliott, I think they can make Manel versus Makhachev because he's talking. UFC likes people that talk.
I know, but I don't know if he wants to mess with the alliterative assassin though. I think that's trouble for Makhachev. He doesn't want to join the ranks of Ode Osborne, Zelka Zumagulov, and David Dvorak, all who lost to Manel Kape. I don't know if Makhachev wants that smoke. That's a bad place to be.
You're smart. You're smart, AK.
I just want people to thank you, Casey. I was fishing for that.
You're smart.
Shout outs to everyone else in the comments who enjoys a good alliteration joke.
Wasn't a joke.
It wasn't a joke. I was very serious.
Those are facts.
That's a fact. I was very serious.
Those are facts.
This is true. I was very.
I didn't realize that the Mearshart victory was over 3 years ago.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. It's wild. Like we have this idea of Khamzat being this middleweight killer. It was from 3 years ago.
I know. To Jose's point, his reel is so impressive that he's been riding that since friggin' Fight Island, right? And then you add the Mearshart knockout; it's been crazy. And the war with Burns was awesome. So his reel is right up there.
That moment where he picks up Lee Jiliang and walks across the canvas while yelling at Dana White is one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in years.
Amazing. So, and that's like any fighter would love to have that. Like if again, to Jose's point, if Makhachev had one moment like that, they'd be probably shooting him up the flyweight rankings, right? He had one moment like that. And Khamzat has like 4 of those already, like 4 of those moments. His even just not just his, but like his moment to moment fighting is so exciting. I want to point out to Connor Robich wrote a really good breakdown of Khamzat's ground and pound on Bloody Elbow. I think you need to have a subscription. I'm not sure, a low tier subscription, but guys, sprinkle a couple of bucks in Bloody Elbow's way. They're still doing great work. Bloody Elbow is not gone, and they do a lot of good stuff, and occasionally some awesome fight breakdowns as well. So Connor Rubber, shout outs to him. I was reading that this morning, and it was a really, really nice look at what makes Chimaev's ground and pound so special and how it relates to techniques that Khabib Nurmagomedov kind of introduced into the UFC. So good stuff, guys. Check that out. Casey, should I do a rain dance here?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Oh, it's good because it's going to segue into something I want to talk to you about.
Let me pull out my grand.
Oh, you're going to play. You're going to play the piano. Okay, you
grand 88 key piano. Yes. That's what they call it, pianos.
Yeah, piano. Yeah, that's a bit weird, but okay.
Piano. That's how the classical pianists say it.
They shouldn't, but okay, go on.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
All right, everyone. Our main card is looking great so far. It is fully intact, starting with the main event, the lightweight championship rematch between 155-pound champion Islam Makhachev and 145-pound champion Alexander Volkanovski. Makhachev at 155, Volkanovski at 154.5. For Saturday's UFC 294 headliner. The co-main event, which we got on 10 days notice for Kamaru Usman, 184.5, Khamzat Chimaev, 185.5. What is very likely a number 1 contenders bout at 205. We had Magomed Ankalaev coming in at 206, Johnny Walker, championship weight, 205 pounds. Ikram Aliskerov coming in at 186 for his fight with a short notice replacement, Warley Alves. Coming up from welterweight, weighing in at 185.5 pounds. Opening up the main card, great bantamweight battle between Said Nurmagomedov at 136 and Moin Gafurov at 135.5. We were just talking about Muhammad Makhachev. He came in at 126 for his fight with Tim Elliott, also 126. Though Tim Elliott doesn't seem to believe that Makhachev really made weight. He may have hid behind the box of magic. Newcomer Muhammad Yahya coming in 156 for his fight with Trevor Peek, 155.5. Undefeated Javid Bashrak coming in at 136 for his fight with veteran Victor Henry, also 136. Cedricus Dumas, 186. We are waiting for his opponent. Has not fought in a long time, Abu Azaitar. India Zone and Shul Jubilee coming in 155.5 for his fight with Mike Breeden. Nathaniel Wood coming in 146 for his fight with Mohamed Naimov at 145.5. Jin Yufai 116. Her opponent Victoria Dudikova did not successfully make weight. Dudikova at 116.6. She will forfeit 20% of her purse, and that bout will proceed as a catchweight. And Bruno Blindado Silva at 186. We're still waiting for his opponent, the undefeated Shara Magomedov, aka Shara Bullet. Casey, thank you for the wonderful piano. Sir, I want to talk to you about this Shara Bullet character. Now, I don't want to get into some of these dumb, stupid things he's done outside the cage. You guys can Google
Very
Shara
bad
Magomedov.
things. Very bad things.
Not a nice man. But we had a little conversation on Slack about his eyeball.
I am confused about that.
It looks like he has one eye.
He does have one eye.
No,
He
again,
has one functional eye. How about that?
according to him, both eyes function. According to him, it was just an injury. Again, we have no way of knowing. He could be lying. He could be beating, he could be, if he ever has to fight in the US, he could maybe try to find a way to beat the test, much like Michael Bisping, we know for a fact did. We know Michael Bisping was fighting with one eye in the UFC. But yes, if anyone's seen pictures of Shara, one of his eyes is a different color. He says it is due to an injury that was suffered before in the past and that he had to get surgery. So the color is, different, but the eye is still functioning. Casey, I think we're a little skeptical. We don't know if that's the case. To be continued. It is not Shara Bullet coming up. It is Abu Azaitar. His first fight since, I had this written down somewhere, March 27th, 2021. UFC 260. $186 for Abu Azaitar. His fight with Cedricus Dumas is official. This is just, again, Abu's first fight since, as Jose mentioned, UFC 260, March 27th, 2021, and just his second fight since July 22nd, 2018. So his second fight in 5 years. And Abu is already 37 years old. So sure, he's happy to get back in there. We'll see if he can make a late charge in his career, but it's going to be a tough go.
Those those brothers have a very interesting backstory.
Yes, speaking of characters, yes, the Azaitar brothers certainly do. A lot of great stuff written about them. I think the great Kareem Zidane has written about them.
This is also his first fight since the earthquake in Morocco.
Oh, yes, there you go. That I can see that may also have factored into maybe not being able to.
You know what you can do? You can go to MMAfighting.com's YouTube page and watch the live stream where he talks about it in Media Day.
There you go. Perfect.
Great live stream.
Oh yeah, actually, one of the absolutely strangest moments from Media Day is after Azaitar's scrum was over. He just picked up the mic and meowed really loudly into the microphone for no reason.
It wasn't meow. He wasn't doing like the Patrick Mahomes thing.
Nope, it was 100% a cat meow.
I didn't see it. I believe you. Yeah. Now I have to. I'm sorry. I did not watch this.
Why was that clip not pulled and put in our social media accounts?
We didn't want to get it demonetized, Casey. It's too realistic.
Hey, sometimes you have to sacrifice the mighty dollar. All right, I'm just saying. Some things are more important.
Yeah, this sounds like when as real as it gets goes wrong. So
maybe I'll try to find it for you, Casey. Give me a second.
Right. we can play it for the world. Casey, thoughts on Shara's eye.
Well, if he says it's a fully functional, I have a good eye, then I have no thoughts on it. But everything I read and seen, I was assuming he has one functional eye, which is fine. I believe that's fine. I just don't. That I was more concerned. I was more shocked that he's cleared to fight, because in a fight, when you get bruising or a cut on the eye and you lose vision or clear vision on one eye, they will stop the fight.
Yep.
So I was confused on that whole situation. So I would just need to get. I would need to talk to a commissioner of some sort to get more details on that situation, because I think he should be able to fight with one eye. I was just shocked that he is allowed. But I also think that in a fight, if you lose vision in an eye from swelling or a cut, I believe you should still be able to fight. Just like you can fight with a broken hand, you can fight with a broken arm, you can still fight. As long as you can fight, they will let you fight. So that's all.
And we should point again, obviously this fight is happening in Abu Dhabi, not the United States. So there could be different, like I said, we don't know what.
Because this is not a real sport.
This is not a real sport.
It's not a real sport.
He's previously fought in Thailand, Russia, where else here? Oh, Brazil. I don't think he's ever fought in the U.S., so we will see if this factors into a possible appearance should he get called in to fight the UFC Apex Lane. But something to keep an eye on, Casey, in our preliminary opener. I didn't even mean to do it. Sometimes these things just happen. We are just waiting for Mike Breeden and Shara Bullet.
All right, well.
Are we going to the Abu Meow?
Oh yeah, we're going. Hold on.
All right, people, it is coming. I know a lot of people. Again, I didn't see it.
This is exciting.
This is very exciting.
Hold on. Let me pull this up. All right, and here we go. Let's roll it now.
Yep, that's a meow. That could.
Meow.
Confirmed. You know what, Jose? You did not lie. Oh, run it one more time.
Meow.
Casey, can we slow it down? Is it possible to? Is it possible? Could we slow it down? Is that? See if we can get a slow motion on that. All right. Jose did not lie. He did not lie. He said.
Hold on, let me bring it up again.
Mm-hmm. Okay, one more time. And here it comes.
Meow. Meow.
Uh-huh.
Meow.
Just keep that going. Keep that going till the next weigh in.
Meow. 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 Meow.
Okay, all right. There you go. Meow confirms. Adjust your odds accordingly. Abu is a pretty big underdog in this fight, I believe.
But see, it was strange because he literally talked, like, if you watch the whole interview, he was talking about the devastation of the earthquake and like what it means and everything and how he helped, and then all this, and then there's like a pause, and then that's how he ended. Mm-hmm. Very bizarre.
If he wins, I fully expect you, Jose, to ask about this. So fingers crossed, because he is currently plus 205 on DraftKings, pretty big underdog. But again, I think that has a lot to do with the long layoff.
Do the gamblers know about this?
Let me just put it this way: if this line flips in the next 18 hours, you'll know why. It's because Jose helped put this clip back out there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Meow.
It actually sounds like you doing it. Like, I feel like it sounds like this is how. I swear I've heard you make this sound before, Casey. It's good. I'm a cat lover, so it's good stuff.
Very bizarre.
It's very. I have no explanation for it. Normally, I love to come up with theories for why people do things. I got nothing. the first fighter ever to meow at weigh-ins? I'm gonna say yeah.
That was media day.
Yeah.
Media day, excuse me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say yeah. I'm gonna say with some confidence.
if true.
Make it true, yeah. You know what? After this is done, I'm gonna watch all the media days throughout UFC history.
Yeah,
and
could you?
I'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch. I'm like,
Just use AI. Just use AI. Trust me. That'll This is what AI was made for.
can
But,
someone Google it? As any UFC fighter meowed at a UFC?
Yeah, you know what? Don't worry. The comments. This is what we have. The comments have been providing good notes and corrections all show. So comments. If you can tell us if any other fighter has meowed before, please let us know. I see people asking where's Char Bullet. Char Bullet hasn't weighed in yet, guys. He hasn't weighed in yet. So again, he's got to make 185. I don't know if that should really be an issue for him. Panophobic Gaming saying Abu Magomedov as Zaitar. I dig it.
Oh, yeah.
And we're also waiting on Mike Breeden. Mike Breeden has had a tough go of it. He is 0-3 in the UFC so far, coming off a very quick loss to Terrence McKinney. I don't think he was originally supposed to fight Terrence. I think Terrence stepped in on short notice to fight him, which has to be one of the scariest things you can hear in the lightweight division right now. And he also lost to guys. Sorry, I'll look this up. Nathan Levy and Alexander Hernandez. He has his loss to McKinney 85 seconds. His loss to Hernandez 80 seconds. He did go to decision.
What are you talking about right now? I'm just thinking about this meow thing.
Casey, we gotta.
These words. But I've lost all interest. I've lost all interest in this card. I like
in the UFC. Yeah.
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 Ultimate Fighting Cats.
Well, you used to do mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
So we needed to do meow martial arts.
Yeah, martial art. Yeah.
Because I think cats are very underrepresented. Though I don't know a lot of fighters who've ever brought their. We've seen fighters bring their dogs. I don't know. Jose, sorry, I got to throw to you. I don't mean to put you on the spot. Have we seen a fighter bring a cat to any open workout, media day, anything? Jose may not be there right now.
Yeah, I don't recall.
Jose, holler at me when you come back. I would.
What's up?
Yeah,
I'm here. I was talking to someone.
I need you and Casey's combined knowledge. You guys have been to a million events. Can you recall anyone ever bringing a cat to open workouts, media day, anything? Has anyone ever brought a cat? We've seen a lot of dogs. We've seen plenty of dogs. That means no. If you can't remember, that means no, because you would definitely remember.
There's been a lot of dogs.
A lot of dogs. Dogs we've seen plenty. We've seen Arlovsky, Vitor,
Rose,
Chris Cyborg, Rose, Chris Cyborg. I think has brought her
Rob
dogs.
Rob Font has brought a dog.
Lovely creatures. Plenty of dogs. Lovely
Jalen
creatures.
Turner brought a tarantula.
So sick. That's such a great gimmick. That's such a great gimmick.
We got movement.
We got movement. Could be either Mike Breeden or Shara Bullet. Oh, hold on. Wait. Abu Zartar wants to chime in.
Meow.
Okay. There you go. You are.
He's like a morning DJ with the soundboard right now.
Yeah. He's fallen in love with it.
Oh, that's going in the rotation. That's
competing in the UFC's middleweight division.
Here is
Shara Bullet Magomedov.
Here is Shara Bullet. Here he is. He looks all right. Doesn't seem too wobbly.
The official weight for
186. 186 for Shara Bullet. His fight with Bruno Blindado Silva is official.
I think someone's gonna go to sleep in that fight. That's for sure.
That's a great opener. I will say, looking at his eye, it does seem to be active and moving around. I'm not an eye doctor. It does seem to be active, moving around. It doesn't seem to be like a glass eye or anything. So I don't know. He's been cleared to fight, as far as we know.
That's all.
So we are just waiting on Mike Breeden. Again, hopefully Mike can make it. Has not had a great run in the UFC. And again, he is a big underdog still, was a super heavy underdog with me in the week to the somewhat unproven Enshil Jubilee, who I incorrectly called the first Indian-born fighter to win a fight in the UFC. He is to be in the UFC. He is the first Indian-born fighter to win a fight in the UFC. So there you go. So that's probably the mistake I made. I kept reading first something.
For
But
Makhachev versus Volkanovski.
here we go.
Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna.
No worries.
While we're waiting just to
You-
replay
I think so.
the top
You
two
meant
fights.
you meant to replay the meow clip again.
Yeah, I did.
This was an accident.
Moving up to compete for the lightweight gold, Alexander the Great.
I know. I hear some people showed up to these weigh-ins for these fighters, not the meow sound clip.
And none of them meowed, by the way. We had no meows on the scale.
Wait, hold on. Let's see if he
Don't
meows.
do it. Don't do it.
154.5, the official weight for Alexander Volkanovski.
I thought you were gonna play the meow clip sound over him weighing in, and I'd be like, Casey, you cannot do that. Once you put that out there, all it takes is someone like all it takes someone like Ben the Bane Davis to take that clip and put it out of context, and then.
Oh, no, we got to go back to. Sorry.
All right.
All right. Hold on,
We have a weigh-in. Mike Breeden needing the box. Our
Magic
last
box, according to
the
Tim
magic
Elliott.
box.
This morning in the UFC's lightweight division, Mike Breeden.
Our last fighter to weigh in, Mike Breeden. Don't break our hearts, sir.
That's a
Not-
noisy scale.
Yeah, I was saying, not sure what. Okay, here we go.
Needs to come at 156.
Oh boy.
159.5, the official weight for Mike Breeden.
159.5, 159.5 for Michael Breeden. Actually, shouldn't say that. I don't know if he is a Michael. So for Mike Breeden, sorry, Mike. For Mike Breeden, obviously it's a big weight miss. That is 3.5 pounds over the limit, even with the 1 pound allowance. We're pretty close to, almost 20 minutes away from the end of official weigh-ins. He's well over. We are not expecting Mike Breeden to weigh in again. The question now is, will this fight proceed at a catch weight? Mike will likely have to give up at least, I would say, 30% of his purse, but we will see how it goes. I'm sure Anshul Jubilee is very eager to compete on Saturday. So if they can work out a purse thing and Mike Breeden is healthy enough to fight tomorrow, I think we'll see it go through. But Casey, we can wait. We can sit around 10, 15 minutes, wait to see if that is Mike
We're
Breeden's
finding out now.
Okay. I don't think he can drop.
No, he won't make the weight now. It's up to his opponent to decide if he would take the fight and how much of a purse penalty it will cost him.
So again, that was 3.5 pounds. Guys, I apologize for the clicking and clattering of my keyboard if you're hearing that. 3.5 pounds for Mike Breeden. And again, I'm expecting a 30% purse penalty. Jose, why did you tell Casey about this?
About what?
Why did you tell Casey about the meowing?
Because I'm awesome.
You know how he is.
What was that? He's done. He's not going to be cutting any more weight.
Yeah. So we just don't know if his opponent will accept the fight or not. So
we don't know. We don't
we
know.
will wait. We will wait a little bit for that. While we wait, let me go back and actually show the replay of the top 4 fighters on the card. How about that?
Don't cut to this.
I'm a professional.
For Makhachev versus Volkanovski 2, and we begin the official weigh-in with one of the gentlemen around whom this fight card was built, the undisputed UFC featherweight champion, moving up to compete for the lightweight gold, Alexander the Great Volkanovski. $154.5, the official weight for Alexander Volkanovski.
Meow.
Someone's gonna clip that. You can't do that.
The reigning, defending, undisputed UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev.
Joseph Boza says the scale was just moving like crazy when Shara waited. I said it's going back and forth. Like, you know what? I believe it. I am so unsure.
155, the official weight for the champ, Islam Makhachev.
That was 155 for Makhachev.
UFC at 294 main event is official.
Man, this is really happening. We're really getting this. 10 months. 10 months from their first fight.
In this morning, competing in the co-main event in the middleweight division, the former decorated UFC welterweight champion and future Hall of Famer, the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
We're really seeing Kamaru Usman make his 185-pound debut under these circumstances. Really, this is such a smart thing to do because it's just really like, again, a year ago this would have just been a welterweight fight where guys they're not cutting weight. That's it. What's the big deal, right?
We hear the term house money a lot, but I truly believe that Usman is fighting with house money.
This is so smart.
Like, I mean, outside of the physical violence that can be inflicted on him, the upside with a victory is incredible for him.
184.5, the official weight for Kamaru Usman.
Because
Strickland as the champion and him having a dominant victory over Strickland in the welterweight division, man, it is wow. If
he wanted to make another run at 170, it'd be so tough as long as Leon was at the top. If Leon beats Colby, then it's like, man, I don't know how many fights Usman has to win to get another title shot. It might be forever, and he's accomplished so much. Just motivating yourself to make that climb again in a very tough division. I mean,
and at his age too, yeah.
They are breaking everything down.
185 and a half, the official weight for.
And there you go.
There's no update. They will let us know when they find out more. But that's that.
All right, one last meow for the road. They are breaking everything. We have bodies flying everywhere. Everything's going to start taking. Jose has to get out of there before they start just bringing the walls down on him, as his law at the UFC pay-per-view weigh-in. So thank you, Jose. I think Casey, we're going to sign off. We'll give guys. You want an update on Mike Breeden? Check our social media. Check MMAfighting.com. Again, I'm predicting the fight. If the fight does go through, not guaranteed, 30% purse penalty for Mike Breeden. But otherwise. Victoria Dudakova also missed weight her fight with Junior Fry. Catch weight, 20% penalty. Everyone else is on. We just showed the top four.
So.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you for providing us with the on-site coverage, as you have been all week. Fantastic work, my friend. Thank you, Casey Leiden in the truck. Thank you, Shaheen Al-Shadi out there for handling the tweets and sending us incredible facts to read on the air. Thank you to me for being up at now almost 3 a.m. East Coast time. And thank you to all of you guys the most. Thank you for whatever time zone you're in. Some of you guys are up even later, I know, for tuning in. We will see you guys later today at God knows what hour for the preview show. I believe 1 p.m. Eastern time. Q&A on Saturday. Is another press conference today or something? I don't know. There's still more to come.
There's 30.
We lost Jose. They cut his mic.
Okay.
That means it's a wrap for us. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everyone from MMAfighting.com. We will see you later.
Q&A.
Abu, how'd you feel about that?